What's up guys, Speed here, and today we are going to be going over the top 10 heroes of the Outlanders update. And yes, this is maybe a bit early in your opinion. You're like, Speed, how could you possibly know what heroes are the best? And yes, I will admit, I am not certain that these heroes are very good, but I've looked in depth at the patch notes, I've played many pubs, quite a lot actually, and I've watched a lot of games as well, really to try to get an in-depth analysis of what is good and what is not, and bring it to you here today. So let's get into it. Top 10 heroes of patch 7.23. This pro guide you're about to see is one of hundreds, just like it, over at gameleap.com. GameLeap is your #1 stop to become a specialist in your desired role fast. Check us out today with the discount link in the description below to unlock your hidden potential, but for now, let's hop into the video. Coming in at number 10 for heroes that are really good this patch, I wanted to just start off with a basic position 5 that I think got a pretty nice buff, and that is CM. So if you aren't sure what happened to CM, essentially she lost the stats or the numbers on her aura that eventually got her to 8.5 regen when you max it out. Now that doesn't exist, however you do get double the current numbers, so it only goes up to 2.5, and you might be like, well that's a big nerf, right? If it only goes up to 2.5 and you have a double multiplier, that means you only get 5 instead of 8.5, which is true. However, you also start with 1 base regen. She got a buff, right? So she now has 1 mana regen, which she didn't have in the past, meaning you technically get the 6, and it's better earlier on because you have the extra 1, so it's better early. And in addition, now she has magic resistance all the way up to 10 when you max it out, which is pretty significant, right? CM is a hero that actually needs to tank a bit of damage in fights if she plans on getting her ultimate off, so I think this is pretty significant considering her ultimate gives armor, and then this passive gives magic resist. You buy a wand, you buy 2 bracers, and you can get your ultimate off with a lot of damage. So I think CM is really, really good in that regard. And just for some honorable mentions in terms of position 5s, if you guys are interested in playing position 5 and want to dominate this patch, I still think Caudill is one of the best heroes in Dota. I'm not going to lie, I don't think the heroes nerfs were nearly enough, not even close, and same thing with Chen. I think both of these heroes are still top meta. Coming in at number 9, we have Puck. Now Puck really surprised me when I saw the buffs. I did not expect Puck to get buffed this hard. I really, really didn't. So first off, Puck got a nice little change where there were some issues where her abilities, when you click them, just wouldn't register, and that was completely fixed, which is nice, right? You won't die from just some RNG glitch. Next up, they gave Waning Rift, and I think this is probably the biggest buff. Really, really shocking that they did this. I honestly, it blew my mind. Waning Rift has a 350 cast range, which essentially means you have a mini blink. Now, why is this significant? I think what it does is it allows you to skip your blink dagger until much later on, because you have a reliable way to hit Waning Rift, right? 350 cast range is fairly reliable. It helps you secure creeps in the laning stage much more effectively, and be almost ungankable, because typically in the past, what would happen, if you were ganking at Puck, you would have to be like, alright guys, wait for the orb. If Puck committed orb, you would go on him. But now, even if he commits orb, he still can Waning Rift away. It's just very difficult to, deal with him. And not only that, if Puck is ganking, it's a lot easier for him to get in position and get off much better Waning Rifts, like significantly better Waning Rifts, because it's instacast. And I just think this is the biggest one. Not only that, like, you might be like, oh, okay, well, that's a really good buff. I understand why you say that Puck is now, top hero. But at the same time, that's not it. That's not it. Dream Coil now deals initial 100, 150, and 200 damage. In the past, Puck's ultimate only did this initial damage, unless I'm mistaken. But what is important to note is that at level 1, also if they break it, it does 300, meaning this does in total 400 damage, assuming they snap the coil, which is very, very significant. Like, Puck did not need, really, this buff, in my opinion. Was the hero great? Not really. It was basically only picked with Drow strats for the most part at the major. Drow doesn't even have her aura anymore, but that was just crazy to me. In addition, the Coil Scepter now deals damage through spell immunity just because of the spell immunity changes. So if someone snaps Coil when you have Ags, it does like 800 damage. Pretty nasty. And then finally, you just got 2 talent buffs, at least in my opinion. The cast range went up by 50, and then you get this phase shift attacks, which is very significant. Basically, if you use your phase shift, it just hits everything in the AoE. It allows you to one-shot waves, which you previously wouldn't be able to do at certain periods in the time, unless you had a Veil or Spell Amp. So it allows you to, go some different right-click builds. And overall, I think Puck is just super good. So consider trying Puck offlane and mid and, give it a shot. Next up on the list, we have Batrider, and he got a lot of changes. Essentially, what I want to say about Batrider is that his Sticky Napalm, which typically had a quite big cast point, meaning it would take a while to cast it, and not a long time. It's not like it took the whole game, but now there's no cast point. Not only that, you don't even have to turn around to use it. So if you're getting chased, typically when you were getting chased as Batrider, you'd have to make the decision between, okay, is the 0.5 seconds that it's going to cost me to turn around right now actually get me killed? Like, this was a very common scenario when people are chasing you. Now it just comes out of your butt. You just literally poop. You just poop Sticky Napalm. on no cast point, and you don't have to turn around. If people are chasing you, you just sticky napalm them. Not only that, Firefly, sure, it no longer provides flying vision, which you guys should understand, but it now all the way goes up to 20% extra movement speed from 13 to 20. That is a 7% buff on movement speed, meaning that you're even faster and you don't have to turn around. How can people catch you? It's very, very difficult. In addition, funny enough, Firefly now gives up to 800 day-night vision, so you can just see giga far. And if you get some of the items, the jungle items that also give vision, Batrider can basically just see across the map. It's legitimately insane. It's great for the vision game, and you still can fly over cliffs. In addition, he got some changes to his flame break, which I'm not going to talk about, but really, I think this hero is just very good. Next up on the list we have, and I know, I'm sorry, okay, I'm sorry, alright guys, I'm legally obligated. Valve was going to sue me if I didn't put this on here. Techies. I do think Techies is getting better. I do think this hero is fairly solid, and what he got as a buff is his proximity mines. Just the red ones that blow you up for like 800 damage or something like that. Yes, he has 3 of those. I'm not kidding. Unfortunately, I'm not lying. Techies, indeed, he has 3 charges with a 15-second replenish time, which is insane, right? It's a 15-second replenish time, meaning it's essentially a 5-second cooldown for proximity mines, which is not a lot at all, considering I think it was 12 before this. So essentially it's a 7-second cooldown buff, but it's even better because it's charges, so you can use them in succession if you need to. It legitimately is crazy to me. In addition to that, if I'm not mistaken, I'm going to do some quick math coming up here, but what we need to know also is that at level 10, you have a -4-second proximity mine cooldown. Now, I do understand that the alternative is 30% XP gain, which by all means is probably one of the best talents in the game, considering Techies can shove waves very quickly. But the thing is, -4-second proximity mine cooldown means that essentially your mines have a 3.3-second cooldown approximately, right? Not exactly, right? I'm from North America, don't expect me to do math. That's the case, right? Like, I actually think this is pretty viable now, the -4-second proximity mine. You're just gonna have red bombs across the entire map. Sure, it's hard to sustain maybe, but if you have Mana Boost, Soul Ring, and Clarities, I think it's doable. I'm genuinely scared of this hero now. I'm genuinely scared of how many red bombs might be put down on the map. Or just like how you're gonna have just infinite lanes shoved in. I don't even know what to say. Not only that, that wasn't even the only buff he got. He also now chucks proximity mines across the map. If you have Ags, you can throw them even 400 range, which is a ton, meaning you can hit backline supports and actually finish off kills, which in the past was actually an issue. Good lord, for your Techies player, bless your soul. Coming in at number 6, we have Lich, and I think this hero was picked a lot at the major. It definitely is very good. It's one of the better trading supports in Dota right now. Its Q is just very spammable, high damage nuke, and its W is naturally good for trading because it obviously gives you, you know, the damage reduction. Yeah, I just think Lich is very good. It's very, very good. I think it was good before this patch, right? I think it was straight up, it was fine. Like, if he didn't get buffed, I would still consider putting him on this list. I think the hero is, like, pretty legit. You know, no joke. Like, it's not like, oh, all of a sudden Lich is just good. No, but, like, what they did to him is now Sinister Gaze, it drains mana back to you, right? So if you're out of mana, you can actually drain mana, which I think means that you can use it on creeps as well if you need to. Not certain about that. Don't quote me on that, all right? Don't quote me. But yeah, you can drain mana from 10, 15, 20 to 25%, which is a lot. It's a lot of mana. Considering this hero actually has mana issues, believe it or not, Lich can have mana issues. So I think this helps. In addition, Chain Frost damage is increased by bounce now. So every time it bounces, it does more damage. Each bounce does more damage. It already did a lot of damage. The spell did a lot of damage. It didn't need more damage. That's it. And at level 25, you also have this Chain Frost unlimited bounces. Yes, you can bounce the ultimate unlimited amount of times, which is potentially insane. Do I think it's broken? No, not at all, but just comical. Just comical. Coming in at number 5, we have Invoker. So, funny enough, I know people misread this and they're like, oh, Invoker is just, you know, you can't even buy Ags anymore. Yikes. No, every time you get an orb, you get a cooldown reduction on your Invoke, meaning that when you are close to maxed out, which actually is fairly not easy in this patch, I'm not gonna say it's easy, it's just, I think you get more XP this patch from what I've been seeing, and as a result, every time you get a point in your orb, it reduces the Invoke cooldown by 0.3, which brings it all the way down to around 1 second. So instead of it being a 2-second cooldown with Ags, it's actually 1 second, which is a buff, and you don't have to buy Ags, which is actually a big deal for Invoker. Because in the past, you'd have to buy Ags and a Midas, and it's like, now all of a sudden I don't have an item to lock them down, I don't have any defensive item, no Yules, no BKB, I don't have a Force Staff, and all of a sudden, even though you have like 8k net worth, you still can die very easily. But all of a sudden, you can go for items like, you know, Yules early on. You can go for Yules Force Staff instead of Ags. Like, that's huge. It's huge. In addition, not only that, Invoker has also received other buffs, right? Which include a few different talent changes, right? One notable one that I want to mention is at level 25, you have the opportunity to get 2 Force Spirit armor reduction. Now, I know, I hear you. Is this good? Is this even slightly good? Speed. Actually, I think it is. I think Forge Spirits are slightly undervalued right now. I think considering you don't have to buy Ags anymore, you can even go builds that like help them out, like maybe some Vlads or even like a Helm Dom. Call me crazy, just speculating. I think Helm Dom actually could be very good on Invoker. You can get the net creep, which helps you set up combos, gives good stats now. In general, something to consider. But really, I think the Forge Spirit armor reduction is a lot. If you have 2 of them going and you're hitting the opponent, it stacks on top of what you currently have in terms of armor reduction, right? And you're just going to shred someone's armor, which is going to make you do a lot of right-click damage. I think that's very legit. Also, considering at level 20 you get 10-second tornado cooldown, which helps you, right? It's really nice to have that, in my opinion, instead of having to take Cataclysm. Coming in at number 4, we have Void Spirit. I have mixed feelings, okay? I know this hero's new. I'm still trying to figure out if I think it's good or not. All I'm going to say is Void Spirit does a lot of damage. He has 4 nukes. His ultimate is a very low cooldown, and he is extremely difficult to kill. Probably top 3 heroes that are hardest to kill. Like up there with like Puck and Ember, right? Very, very difficult to kill. And as a result, you can kite out and consistently get these high damage nukes off, right? You can nuke and nuke and nuke and nuke and control them with your Q and nuke them again and then go in with your ulti and then go out. And it's like, this guy's everywhere. I can't move. I don't know what's happening. Frankly, I don't know what he does sometimes too, but he's very, very odd to me. I think he's a mid laner. I think he needs a lot of skill points, which is fine because in this patch, once again, as long as you take over the outposts and such, you get a lot of XP. Right, you get a ton of XP. You can buy a tome if you really need to, and yeah, I just think the mobility combined with the high DPS he gets from all of his nukes, in addition to the meta seeming to be like, oh, we gotta fight every 5 minutes to make sure we get bounties and the outposts. I think the hero's very good. Coming in at number 3, we have Enchantress. I know this might be a bit surprising to you, especially if you read the changes. It's a bit weird. Essentially, what I want to say is that Impetus is now a basic ability. It's odd, but you can use it in the laning stage to harass your opponents very effectively. The only thing you have to consider is that Edge can be a bit squishy early on now. Of course, you still can take your heal. I'm still trying to work out what I think is the best skill build on Edge, because frankly, all your skills are really good. Even maxing out Enchant feels pretty legit. So currently, the vibe that I'm getting is that you either go for your Impetus and your heal, as well as your Untouchable at level 6, right? Because that's how it works now. Your ultimate is at level 6, which is insane because it's just straight up 100 at level 6, which is massive. Because usually it was like, oh, if you wanted it to be good, you had to take 2 points in it, and all of a sudden you had less in your heal, and it's like, but now you can take 2 points in Impetus, 2 points in your heal, and then max out the Impetus, right? Just completely skipping your Enchant if you are the offlaner. If you're position 4, I think it's really good to actually potentially max Enchant. Not so sure about that because the cooldown was changed a bit. But in general, as an offlaner, I think Enchantress is really good. I really like this hero as an offlaner. Still, yeah, she's just very good. And Untouchable also pierces spell immunity. Yes, it pierces spell immunity, meaning that BKB heroes, or BKBs, that used to counter her, no longer counter her. It's nuts. It's just really good. I think this hero's really good. Coming in at number 2, we have Snapfire. Yes, I know there's some people who think Snapfire's trash. I'm still getting mixed vibes. I think this hero is not a support, is my take. I don't think Snapfire is a support. I think this hero is a position 3 or position 2, which is mid or off lane, and you need a bunch of frontliners that can set up for her. I think if you have heroes that can frontline and set up for Snapfire, the amount of DPS you do from the backline is bonkers. You need frontliners, though. That's what I've noticed about this hero. You do not like getting jumped. Your ultimate cannot hit right on top of you, right? You cannot put it on top of yourself. And as a result, you really, really, really need your team to be just like stunning people and initiating. If you don't have that, I think the hero's pretty trash. I think it requires a general amount of team coordination because your cookie can be a bit hard to use on yourself because you don't really want to jump in the fights. So in general, I think you want to be using it on your teammates. But once you get this down, you can even build a javelin with your E. Your slow is pretty insane. You nuke out waves very quickly with your Q. I think the hero has a lot of potential to be good. It pushes waves, it team fights well. And yeah, I think the ultimate is just potentially broken and will get nerfed at some point. So will I say Snapfire's free MMR? I will not say Snapfire's free MMR. I do think the ultimate can 1v5 team fight stuff. And finally, coming in at number 1, this might be controversial and I'm still thinking it through, okay? I'm still thinking it through, but from what I've seen, Razor is a very good hero, and I will be posting a video on some of the reasons why I think why. I'll be posting a replay analysis of it on this channel. I don't know if it already came out or if it's coming out as the next video for today or tomorrow, but Razor is strong. To explain Razor right now, your Q is basically the same ability. It does nuke and it slows. Your W, however, it links onto a target, and you can't auto-attack anyone else besides that target, but when you link to them, your hero just naturally will hit them without using any animation, so you just have to chase them down, and if you're in range, or if you have the link going, it hits them. It doesn't even matter if you're in attack range, actually. It doesn't matter at all. If they're linked, they just get auto-attacked. You don't have to do any animation. They just get hit for whatever damage you have. It's a lot of damage. It makes laning very, very easy, and in general, I think the hero's very good. Also, you don't need your E anymore, which is very convenient for your skill build, because previously, you kind of wanted to take your E, but you kind of wanted to take your Q, but you also wanted points in your W, but now they made the E just movement speed, which is good, but not necessary. You could just, kind of fill that in with drums and phase boots, which is great items anyway for Razor, and then your ultimate now has your passive combined with it, which is very, very convenient. So overall, I think Razor is very potent, easy to execute, and great for pubs right now. So get and use him for MMR while you still can, and report to me back with your results. If you're feeding and you have no luck with this hero, you're bad. But thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed and are, interested. I'd like to hear what you guys think are the best heroes in the comment section down below, because yes, we're all testing. I do think Veno Jungle deserves the number 0 slot on this list. I just played a game with it. I was the highest level at around the 12-minute mark, like level 13 or something. And yes, I solo carried my team to victory because I am the god of Dota. That video will come out soon because I know you guys all want to see Veno Jungle back in Dota. I get it. You've been missing it. I am too. And I just didn't put it on this list because I know some people get, they get a little bit hostile. But regardless, thank you for watching. Good luck in your games, and peace. Are you tired of being hard stuck at your rank? Over at gameleap.com, we have a library of hundreds of guides authored by pro players and coaches covering literally every aspect of Dota. Whether you're looking to master a new hero or role, or just polish up your existing skills, GameLeap is the proven place for competitive gamers to hone their craft and unlock their secret potential. Hit the link on screen right now, to take advantage of our special offer for a 25% discount, guys, 25%, and start your journey today.